Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Taylor, Vice President of the Intelligence Platform here at AVIA. I want to take a few minutes to show you how to quickly get value from our platform. I'm going to frame this demo around a scenario that every health system leader has lived through. A physician or operational leader comes back from a conference fired up about a tech company they just met. Before you can decide whether it's worth scheduling a demo, you're already doing triage. What kind of technology is this? What problem does it solve? Is that a problem we have? Is this an established company? Do we already have something in our stack that does this? And you don't have a week to find that out. So let's solve it right now with the AVIA Intelligence Platform. The first instinct most people have is to Google the company. Instead, let's search for them right here. The example vendor we're going to use is a company called Artisight. Right away, as I search for that vendor, something important happens. Before I have to dive deep and read a lot of content about the vendor, I can immediately understand how AVIA has independently categorized the vendor. You can see right here that AVIA has placed Artisight in the virtual nursing and smart rooms categories. This matters because digital health doesn't have standardized category names. Artisight might call themselves a virtual care platform, or a care coordination solution, or a virtual sitting tool, and they may in fact do all of those things to some degree. But AVIA defines the categories independently. Vendors don't get to choose where they appear. So this is our objective classification of how they best fit into the digital health landscape. And from my quick search, I can already get a quick read on the company, what they do, the product they offer, and how they're positioned. So in 30 seconds, I have enough context to know whether this is worth a deeper look. In this case, yes. So let's now understand the space they operate in. I'm going to click on the virtual nursing category badge. This takes me to AVIA's category page for virtual nursing. On the products tab, you'll see a list of all the products AVIA has associated to this category. I recommend we spend our time first on the AVIA Buyer's Guide. There are over 115 categories defined in the AVIA Intelligence Platform. Each one of them has a full buyer's guide written by AVIA's research team. The buyer's guide covers everything I need to get oriented. How AVIA defines the category and the problem it solves, the capabilities that good solutions within this space should be able to deliver, essentially an evaluation checklist, research about the value proposition for patients, staff, and health systems so I can understand what the expected value is. And we have two sections of premium content that are available to our AVIA member health systems. The first is the market needs section, which talks about why this technology is relevant to what health systems are navigating right now, and key developments and themes within this space. The second section of premium content is one of the most valuable pieces of information on the platform. This is our market-leading vendors shortlist. It's AVIA's research-backed view on who has meaningful traction in this space, organized into established market leaders, high-growth contenders, and emerging innovators. And it doesn't just tell you who, it tells you why, how these vendors differentiate from each other, what makes them stand out, and what's changing in the market right now. If I'm building a short list for an evaluation, or just trying to understand whether Artisight is a leader, this gives me that answer immediately. You can see Artisight is on this list, and I also see a few other names that trigger my interest. And this is a really natural next step to go back to Artisight and dig in and learn more about that vendor specifically. So let's do that now. Let's start with AVIA's research about the company. This AVIA research is premium content for our health system members. It's available on over 7,000 vendors within the AVIA Intelligence Platform. This is AVIA's independent perspective and research on Artisight. None of it's written by the vendor. Here's what we cover: what the company does and the products that they offer, key competitors so I can see who else I should be thinking about, how they deliver value to provider organizations, how they impact health system processes, key risks, questions I should consider asking, and the financial position of the company. We also summarize case studies so you can get a really quick digest of what types of healthcare organizations this company works with and the results that they've been able to deliver. The news timeline with sentiment analysis covers funding rounds, product launches, layoffs, partnerships, breaches, leadership changes, the good, the bad, and the ugly, with key takeaways on what it means. So I'm not going into a vendor conversation blind to something important that happened 6 months ago. Moving away from obvious research content, vendors also have the opportunity to provide more context about their individual products. Vendor product pages contain more detail about individual products that's sourced from our community. That includes information that's provided by the vendor themselves about what they do, their product capabilities, how they integrate, particular use cases that they enable, and media. It also includes information from our health system user community, including reviews and a list of health system customers using the product, so you can see a list of peer organizations that might be good for a reference call. The AVIA Intelligence Platform has over 115 categories of digital health defined, each one with a complete AVIA authored buyer's guide. We also have over 7,000 vendors profiled on the platform. So back to where we started, a vendor name came back from a conference and you didn't have a week to figure out if it was worth your time. In about the time it takes to grab a coffee, you found them on the platform, understood how Avia classifies them, learned the broader category and who the leaders are, read objective research on the specific company, and spotted one or two others worth considering, including maybe someone you're already working with. That's the AVIA Intelligence Platform. Think of it as an on-call research analyst who already knows this market inside and out, available the moment that you need it. Explore at your own pace, and if you have any questions, our team is always here to support.